Yo, what's good out there, beautiful people, man? We like to welcome you guys to In God We Trust Academy podcast tonight. And tonight we're going to be speaking about the People's Private Bank, giving you a deeper thought on the class that we have coming in June, the 19th and the 20th of next month for the conference, to let you know what this class is really about, so that you can take part in this, man. We got a few more minutes and we're going to be jumping into this. So like, share, and subscribe. Drop some ones if you're with us out there, man. Let us know that you're with us. We finally got the podcast back up for us, so we'll be here a lot more often. Come on in here. I might want to share this tonight, man. Great information as always. Yes, sir. All right, we got a few announcements to make sure that we get to you guys tonight. So we're going to start with whatever pops up on the screen. All right, so we got Lawful Money, the People's Remedy as well. This is a very far more advanced class than I have done once before, just diving in deeper and giving you deeper explanation of how this works, what is private money legal tender by the Federal Reserve, and what is considered the public money, the lawful money being issued and from the Treasury itself. And that's all about the private people as well. So this is an upcoming class that will be happening soon. So if you're interested in that, be on the lookout. That definitely will be coming. Also, we got the Hidden Ledger. This is about unlocking bank secrets and reclaiming the people's equity. This will literally be done in Houston. So we're going to do this class in Houston coming up in July. So it'll be the end of July. So be looking out for the flyer for that. But going to be a dope class. If you make any form of deposits, things like that, just know there's always interest that you get to collect, because it's always times 10 that they're able to do fractional reserve banking on. So just understand that, like, as soon as you put your money in the bank, that bank goes to other places. That's why if you go and try to draw out a certain amount of money, they're always going to tell you, hey, you have to wait 3-4 days, because they don't have it at hand. It's already being expended through other loans and things like that as well. So you got to understand that part too. Got to understand that. And also, guys, to stay in touch with me, In God We Trust Academy on YouTube, Facebook, In God We Trust Academy, and myself, Eric Ingram Bay. You can also follow me on Instagram, GrandWazir_MNRP, and on TikTok, MNRP6192020 as well. So make sure y'all lock in with us there. And on Twitch, we on InGodWeTrustAcademy.com. And also, you can always check our website out, InGodWeTrustAcademy.com. So check us out every Monday and Wednesday, 11 a.m. on Monday. That's Central Time, and 6 p.m. on Central Time as well on Wednesdays. We do free classes, work sessions where we come in here and we dive in and we work. We talk about a lot of different things and discuss, answer questions, and coming up with different remedies to help people in their situations, which we have had great success in. So if this is your first time hearing about that, then just know this is something you're going to be able to want to do. So make sure that you lock in with us on this as well, too. Also, man, check out my brother Latif. Shout out to him as well. WakeUpSuckers.com, man. Y'all go out there and check out the merchandise that's on there as well. And just know we also got raffle tickets. MNRP is having a free giveaway of a Toyota Camry 2026, February 21st, 2026. It will be in Huntsville, Alabama. So the time will be from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we're going to have a pop-up shop. So if there's any vendors or anybody like that that's interested, you're more than welcome to come as well. There will be cash prices given away as well. No teaching at this time. We will be networking and just enjoying one another as well. So be glad to see you all there. All right. And if we have any form of emergency consultations as well, if you want a consultation with us in God We Trust Academy for 30 minutes, the donation is $200, and that is on the same day. So that's for emergency only. Now, what we're going to be speaking about tonight is the People's Private Bank. We're going to teach you how to turn your goods and services into currency and build your wealth system. Okay? This is going to be June the 20th and the 21st. We're going to be in person, and it's going to be on live stream. So if you can't make it there with us, you will be able to catch it on live stream. We're going to be at 2036 15th Avenue, South Seattle, Washington. And the time is 10 a.m. Pacific time. The donation is $200 for the live stream, and it's also $250 for the in-person. Okay. It's not on this one, but I'll make sure that it's on there. But it's $250 for the in-person, $200 for the live stream if you want to get there. You can also go to InGodWeTrustAcademy.com to make any form of reservations and stuff like that when it comes to this particular class. If you do pay by Cash App, you will need to send your confirmation to admin@InGodWeTrustAcademy.org. What's up, family? So make sure y'all do that too. All right. Also, we got a sale right now. So if you want to know how to get your DOT and everything like that, it's a class for that, teaching you basically your status and things like that and your right to travel. And we also have a specific right to travel jurisprudence class and also a right to bear arms. So that's 3 classes at the sale and donation of $125. So if you want that, great classes, dope classes, receive plenty of testimonies and everything like that from those for sure. So go check those out, www.ingodwetrustacademy.com. And just make sure that you do those 3. It'll do it for you. And you're welcome. All right. Also, we have these services as well, where we do traffic defense services, nonviolent gun charge services, child support defense services, due process violation defense services, foreclosure, whether judicial or non-judicial services, and also debt collector and garnishment services as well. So if you're interested in those services, do go to InGodWeTrustAcademy.com, and we'll be able to, extend our hand in a very educational, religious purposes only. It is not for legal advice. So do keep that in mind. All right. Also, May the 31st, we have a Declaration of Trust class at 3 p.m. Central Time. The location is live stream, so we will be live. The donation is $50. We're going to teach you how to fully put a declaration of trust together. If you're new to this, you've been wondering about a trust, etc., this is your time, and this is your time to get in now, to actually get locked in. We're going to show you specifically how to do this, conveyances and all of that type of stuff. And, this will give you a fresh jump start on what it is you need to do. All right. So make sure that you lock in with us on that as well. All right. So that's everything. We covered everything. Right? Yeah, we covered everything. All right. So let's talk about the People's Private Bank. Okay. Let's talk about that tonight. See, the question we got to ask ourselves is why the system was never built for you. And the truth is that the system was never built to make you free. Okay. You have to understand that you give it your labor, your time, and your services, and then in return, they issue you private credit and debt. Okay. Then they tax you for using it. Okay. They build $1 billion banks on your back and your labor, and you can't even get approved for a card. Think about that. You can't even get approved for a credit card, right? At all. And that's crazy. That's too crazy. So if you can't, how does that make you feel? That's my questions. What does that make you feel like, knowing that all of this energy and stuff that you apply into these banks and you can't even get a credit card? Well, what if I told you you can lawfully build your own bank and you can create your own private currency, right? What if I also told you you can do it all with your goods, your service, your gold and silver, and your labor, right? And other valuable things that you may have, and never step into public commerce again? What if I told you that? Because it's very much possible, right? It's very possible. Okay. So this is what this class is going to teach you, right? It's going to teach you exactly how to do this, right? So the first thing is we're going to start with a private trust. And we're going to form a lawful, irrevocable private trust under private contract law, okay? And in this trust, it's going to hold your labor, your time, your products, your intellectual property, and it's going to hold your value, okay? It's also can hold gold, silver, just assets in general, okay? And the trust is not a business. It's not a corporation, okay? It's not under the IRS or the state. That's going to be the most major thing about it as well. Then you're going to be able to assign your value into the trust. So that means everything you offer, goods, services, labor, is assigned to the trust by private contract. You can record that into the trust asset ledger, and that becomes the lawful backing of your new currency. Okay? So, and the trust will then, it's going to issue private credits, same as they do. So you can call these trust credits, and you can really call it whatever. You can call your own currency, whatever. We're just going to use trust credits for that at this point. So these trust credits, what they're going to be, they're going to be redeemable only by members of the private system. So these are people who tend to become members or customers into your private banking, okay? They are not legal tender. They are not taxable income. So now I'm showing you how to take your goods, your services, your labor, and that means any product. Like if you're doing hair, you're doing whatever, doesn't matter. And I like to use that for specific emphasis. Let's say if you got your holistic products and things like that, you can take this and do the same thing and never be taxed. Never have to fill out any form of taxation or anything like that again, right? And there's lawful private credit, just like what the Federal Reserve issues, but it's for your community. That's what you got to understand. It's for your community. So let's say a member gives $500 to your trust as a voluntary contribution. And in return, you're going to issue them the trust credit, 500 trust credits. And they can now redeem those credits for your coaching, your wellness kits, your consulting, or whatever you have signed to the trust. So that's just like if it's so many hours that it takes to do hair, or how much ever you charge to do hair, then now they can do that. Or if it's for your holistic products, they can use that trust credits on those particular products. Okay. And now that makes everything stay private. There's no business license that you need for this. There's no EIN that you need for this. There's no IRS reporting that you need for this. There's no public sales. Okay? It's all a closed loop system under contract. It's lawful. It's protected and fully tax exempt when done properly. So, if you think about it, this is how certain religious orders, the secret societies, sovereign entities, and trust families have operated, and they have done this for hundreds of years, a very long time. And it's crazy because now we saying, okay, so if this was done hundreds of years ago, then it kind of seems like we stepped out of ways that where we sought grace and mercy, and we stepped into places to where those things did not exist anymore. So what you're going to have to realize is what you're going to get from this class is you're going to walk away with a private trust created. You're going to have a private credit system set up. You got contract to assign your value. You're going to have a template to issue your own currency, ledgers to track all transactions, and you're going to also have redemption agreements. Okay? So, membership contracts as well for your customers, etc. And also internal audit tools. And most importantly, the lawful protection that comes with just doing it right. So I also make sure that you get a private consultation, and then, in fullness to make sure that you got everything set up with you guys. So you'll have that as well. So your system is going to be backed by contract law. And if you understand, the U.S. Constitution says what? Article 1, Section 10, that no state can make any law impairing the obligations of contract. So this is just you, and contract is actually a form of in the hierarchy of law in the first place. So the binding contract that you have becomes the law of the land between two parties. Okay? Then equity law, which is what governs trust. And then you can run it on the First Amendment as well. If you're going to run this with a 508, a lot of you guys are doing 508s now. So you can actually do this with your 508. And also tribal governments or whatever that you may have going on. Okay. So from that point on, you're going to understand you're not really selling anything. You don't operate in the public. You govern yourselves lawfully, and you can circulate your own private medium of exchange backed by real property. Okay? Backed by real property. So that's the main thing that you're going to actually see from this course. And not only that, when it comes time for you have to do other things and you can show these transactions happening, then if you needed to go do some type of private lending or et cetera, or go deal with certain banks on certain things to expand what you have going on, you also will have what you call proof of funding. So now that you got proof of funding, you can expand also what you want to do. Okay? So now, let's say you got the proof of funding. Let's say now you go get some type of loan from a bank. You take that money from that the bank gives you as a loan, you put it into your whole private credit system. Now what that allows you to do is what? It's going to allow you to do loans, issue out credit, etc. Because you're going to have the same, because like the difference between what they do and what we're doing is everything that we do is going to be literally backed by something. It's either backed by services, goods, products, or some other valuable assets, gold, silver, whatever you want to back it by. That's what it's going to be backed by. So that's the difference. So now that you do have that particular money in there, you can also, that's extra credit, extra assets, etc., that you can issue from it as well and start giving out loans to people in that particular sense. So where they can go and buy these things from you. You can also enter into security agreements where people give certain collaterals for your particular, services or other things of that nature as well. It's literally, you're going to be your own bank. You're going to be your own full bank. And the main thing about this is you got to have motion. Okay? You got to be out here doing something. And another thing is you're going to be tax exempt. And I know a lot of people who go out here and they make a lot of money, but they don't understand taxes. So taxes are always killing them. But they don't understand how to move privately. Like, think about every time you go into a store or somewhere, the first thing they ask you is, do you want to sign up for a membership? Right? Do you want to sign up for a membership? Time you sign up, right then and there, they start adding you to certain benefits that you get. Now, once they also make you a member, you become a private member. So a lot of those things, if you go and operate your private member number upon certain things that you buy, well, they become tax exempt on the sale anyway, because now you in a private member contract with this particular store, like Hibbett's, like Office Depot, like Home Depot, like Lowe's, or anybody else is making you sign these private memberships. They always ask you, hey, you want to be a member? Yeah. They get to do a lot with that behind closed doors that you don't truly understand. So just keep that in mind as well. But this is your opportunity to come in and learn as much as possible. Okay? You will maintain a tax exempt status. The US dollar received is a private contribution to the trust. See what I'm saying? The trust credit is not sold. It's issued under contract as a private benefit. And all exchanges are recorded in a private ledger, not reported to the IRS. So that means you can either be operating from a private, religious, educational, or social system, not necessarily a business. And then you got to also understand that the trust will never offer anything to the general public ever. You don't have to, because anybody that comes to you, anybody that's doing business with you, anybody that's customers or et cetera with you, you should literally make them sign a contract as a membership to sign up with you. Make them purchase your, give voluntary contribution in the purchase of, and this is really like purchasing your trust credits. It's easy for you to win that way, right? You got to understand that part, okay? So it stays within the trust. The currency is not a legal tender. So you ask yourself, why is this not taxable? Because it's a private contribution for an internal redemption, okay? It's like donating to a religious or educational mission and receiving access to private services. Also contributing to a private club as well as, using member credits. It's also supporting a private cooperative and receiving benefits. So you get all of the benefits. Okay? All the benefits. So once the trust receives the contribution, it records it in this trust ledger, and the trust issues the credits in return, and the credits are only redeemable inside your trust. So you got to remember that. Only redeemable in your trust. And everything is done voluntarily. Okay? Everything. So if you want to know, do they use the US dollar to buy your private currency? Yes, but guess what? It's not a sale. It's a private exchange. Okay? And here's another thing. There's no such thing as what they call the fair market value or anything like that, because everything is under your private trust. So you got the right to value things as you may see fit. Okay? So here's where it gets really powerful. Instead of selling your products or service directly in public commerce, members voluntarily contribute to your trust, okay? And they receive trust credits in return. Then they redeem those credits for your goods, your service, your time, and all in private jurisdiction. This means that you're not selling anything in public, you're not generating taxable income, and you're not under business laws or IRS statutes, and you're operating in the public, in a private economy, So it matters. The most thing about this is like literally about your life, and how do you have this form and able and ready to actually operate in this way. because it's going to make a lot of change for you. Okay. I did something called a while back. I'll tell you an idea of what I did. I had what they call, still got them. They call peace of mind vouchers. Okay. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is a peace of mind voucher here, right? And as you can see, it says can only be redeemed for product purchase. There's no refund here. This is a token voucher, 200 tokens. So, of course, I have a 508, a religious society called Peace of Mind. And what this does is also like, it's more of on a higher learning, holistic, things of that nature. And, we go through a religious society called Peace of Mind. And what this does is also like, it's more of on a higher learning, holistic things. And, these sessions talk about different things, spirit, just a place of growth. We also have certain products and things like that. So what happens is if a person goes and purchase the product, they actually purchased the token, and the token was redeemed by them getting the product. So basically the product itself was really free. So if you must understand what I'm saying. So now we never sold anything. It's just you gave money, you gave the US dollar, we gave you the tokens, and then the product that came along with the purchasing of the tokens. And that's how we did that, right? As you can see, I had a 200, 150, 100, 50, and a 20. So if you came and got $200 worth, then we would hit you with the $200 token along with the product that was connected to it for free, and we would send it to you. So this is the same way. This is operating like on a private banking system. There's no public sale or anything like that. It's just a full exchange with the members. A full exchange with our members. So I hope that clarifies what I'm trying to explain to you on what you need to do. And if you don't got the type of money, as you see, I just created a token, what it looks like, as in a digital currency here, digital. And when I say digital, I don't mean like Bitcoin. I mean, this is just like it's a digital, its own token, voucher, right? And you just send it to the individuals of how much they have. And then you write it down on your ledger. Make sure that your ledger is accurate at all times. So you usually do that by like once a week. You just go through, make sure everything's been recorded properly like it's supposed to. And then now you don't got to spend thousands on thousands of dollars to try to create a coin, etc., a cryptocurrency up on, the site or anything at this particular time. One, if you don't have the information or knowledge about that or the money to do it, you can literally just do it this way. Simple. It's nothing hard, but the best way to do it is make sure that it's already backed by product or the services that they want. That way you don't have to keep up with is there extra money out there. You see what I'm saying? You automatically, if they know they want a $300 product or service from you, then you give them the $300 trust credit. And once you give them that, you automatically give them the product or services that is attached to it. And that way as soon as they buy it, they spend it. Right? So drop some ones if you understand what I'm saying right now. Just to make sure y'all get it. Just to make sure y'all get it. Because it's going to make a huge difference for you once you do see how to operate in that manner. Big time. Big time, big time. because a lot of y'all out there doing a lot of stuff. And then another thing that you can do is you can start putting like the people that you're doing business with. Like once they start seeing and understanding what you're doing, then they understand that they tax exempt too, because they're only dealing with you through a PMA, private member association, or like through a private bank or something of that nature. Very simple. Keeps the money on the on the side of not being taxed. So if I cut hair and all of my people that comes in that they would be a member to this private trust. And every time they would come and pay, I would literally make sure that they know that they bought trust credits and they use those trust credits to receive the service. And make sure you create a ledger to have it on paper. See what I'm saying? And to have record keeping of that. Now, we fully tax exempt because now it's not a commercial service. It was an internal exchange within a private association. You're going to win all day. So I would literally make every member no matter what. And then you make sure they sign up. Make sure they literally sign up. It ain't going to take them no time to do that, man. Y'all need name, phone number, whatever that you may require for them to sign up. It don't take much. Name, phone number, email. And then they just sign saying that they agree. That's it. Explain the terms, give something to them that explains the terms of the trust credits, etc. They sign it, say they agree, it's done. Now they a member. So now they got to do is operate according to whatever contractual agreements that y'all have when it comes to the services that you provide. Simple. So that literally means that if somebody walked in and they wanted my services for $50, I hit them with this $50 token here. I hit them with this 50 tokens here, the token voucher, and then it can only be redeemed for the product purchase. So that means like as soon as they use it, so let's say they want the service, I don't know, a document or something for 50 tokens. Cool, bet. Immediately, those 50 tokens are spent. So if they go buy something off my website, immediately they bought the tokens. And they use the tokens upon the document that they already purchased. So that's why I say as soon as they buy something, they immediately use it. That way you ain't got to have a hard time trying to keep up with what's out there when you already know. And then you make sure and you keep it that way. And that way you can keep from being, counterfeited and stuff like that. Because people play games. So if you just make sure that as soon as they come for the service is used, it's done. Right? If they're not going to use the services right then or whatever, just tell them, hey, when you're ready, then come make your contribution. But until then, and that'll just help you. Now, if you just want to and you want to keep up with certain credits and stuff like that you give out, then cool. That's great. But just remember, based upon your service and credits as well, you can also loan. So you can put people into loan agreements with you, right? You the one make the tokens. So let's say they wanted to borrow from the people's private bank. They wanted to borrow 100 tokens, right? And they take those 100 tokens. It's a loan agreement. Make them give something in collateral, whatever it is that you may want that to be. And they give that in a collateral. You give them the 100 tokens. And there you go. So now you have a full security agreement with them based upon a loan of 100 tokens. They gave something in collateral. So you have collateral, you have security interest, right? And then from that point on, all you got to do now is, hey, let them use it. Make sure they pay you back. So they mean they will literally, if you want to put interest on it, that's cool. Otherwise, they just owe you $100. If they don't pay the $100 to make the contribution, then whatever that you have in collateral, you get to keep. It's yours. Same thing a bank do. Same thing. So this opens the door for a lot, you know. It opens the door for a lot. Now, the great thing about this is if you're able to create a form of society of people that goes into this and they also have services, then that makes it pretty dope too. Because now those people can place their service into the People's Bank Trust as well and add it to the trust asset ledger. And so let's say, you know, if it's time, documents, whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever the service may be, then they're also able to do the same thing when it comes to, you know, the tokens. And you can also pass around that money between those people. So again, like I say, it's something that's needed, it's something that's necessary, and something that's going to keep you fully tax exempt, especially if you out here. Like a lot of people make a lot of money when you first make all that money, and then next thing you know, you realize you're getting hit with taxes because you're not operating in the right manner. And these other places, once you explain it to them, they'll trust me, they will become a member to keep from paying the tax. If they know they can pay you by your own trust credits, let's say they wanted to pay you with your by your own trust credits. So let's say who's taxed a lot? People that go drive trucks. So let's say you got your own trucking business. Let's say you got certain people that you are contracted with. Well, you can just let them know that from here on out they have to agree to pay you with trust credits, right? So once they sign up to be a member, and they can pay you with the same check that they're gonna pay you at all time, but that check is immediately converted into trust credits. So it goes into the trust, the People's Private Bank Trust, right? When it goes into there, automatically it converts into the trust credits and it pays you. So now they paid you for your particular services or your trucking business. It's all private, can't be taxed, none whatsoever. Now, also, if you put your trucks into the trust, the People's Bank, and once you do that, guess what? You can also be able to write those off. Yep. You would no longer have to pay for certain things when it comes to registration on that particular tag, the taxation, because now it belongs to a trust. That's another thing. So this is to expand your life and many different ways. You can put your computers, you can put all that stuff into it. It's just going to keep making the assets more. Because let's say, you know, a lot of people don't have computers. Some people might need to rent a laptop to write an essay. Let's say you got several laptops, 8, 9, 10 laptops. Somebody needs to rent one. So now all of these laptops are in your trust asset ledger. And let's say it costs 100 tokens or a day. Yes, you're going to want to make it an irrevocable trust. It's going to need to be irrevocable regardless. But let's say you want to, you know, it's 100 tokens a day. That means that they have to contribute 100. So if they did 3 days, that's 300 US dollars is being voluntary contribution that's being made. You give them 300 trust credits, and those 300 trust credits has already been spent based upon them going to take it for 3 days. Right in and there. So now your laptop is making you money. Simple. Same thing. You can do this with literally anything, but you do have to sit down and think this through. That's why this class is going to be so dope. And just want to make sure y'all can get there. Get there with us because you don't want to miss it. You're not gonna want to miss it. You're not gonna want to miss this class. And I say that because, again, a lot of people need this. A lot of people whole life is being seeped up by taxes. Right now, you're getting hit with taxation everywhere, constantly. So when you come into this class, everything I spoke on to you with about tonight is what you're going to be able to do. So we do have, like I say, it's $200 for the live stream, $250 for the if you're coming in person, and then we also have an $800 package where we put all this together for you. So the only thing we would need is a few things from you, how you want this set up, beneficiaries, etc., who holds any form of share or whatever into certain assets that's into the trust, and what do you want to call your currency. And then if you know how to do Bitcoin, set up your own cryptocurrency, well, now all you need is the actual decoration and stuff like that to set up the People's Private Bank Trust. And once you set that up, now, operate strictly off your cryptocurrency. You can do it the same way. Make them purchase into your cryptocurrency on a daily and use that currency to pay you. So it's just more so about you, right? That's what you can do. So it's important. It's real important for you to know that you can operate. That you fully get to operate on that manner. So if you do that the right way, you do it the way you're supposed to, everything gonna work out in your favor. And that's for sure. Well, I appreciate y'all tonight, man. I'm not gonna hold y'all up too much longer. I just wanted to explain that to y'all a little bit more tonight. So make sure y'all lock in with us on this particular class. Like I say, it's gonna be dope. Y'all will love it. Share it with your people. Share it with your friends. If you're really out here having motion, for real, this is going to be something that you really want to do. Y'all enjoy y'all night tonight. We are out of here.